Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com. I recently released my 7th album titled False Alarm. It's available on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube, and everywhere else that there is. It's 80s inspired pop rock. If you like the 80s, or even if you don't, give it a listen. If you want to. Links in the description. And that's as much advertising as I'm going to do. If you want to get your music released on places like Spotify and Apple Music, you pretty much need to use a service. And the two big services are DistroKid and CDBaby. Let's get this out of the way right now, okay? Each of these has pros and cons. I'm going to explain in this video why I personally chose CDBaby. And for many people, DistroKid might make more sense. So if you watch any videos on publishing music, you've heard of DistroKid. There are probably 100 or more videos telling you that you should use DistroKid, including videos by some very big name YouTubers who do music. Most of those videos do not mention that the host is getting paid when you use their discounted link to sign up for DistroKid. Yep, they're getting a cut. Now, if they tell you they're getting a cut, then I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. If they make a video about how DistroKid is the best solution and they don't tell you they're getting paid to promote it, they're getting paid when you sign up for it, well, to me, that's kind of dishonest. I don't blame DistroKid for this referral service, though. I think it's great marketing. CDBaby, in my opinion, has lost tons of market share to DistroKid because they didn't feel the need to do something similar, which I think was a big mistake. But let's get to what I see as the pros and cons of DistroKid. Starting with the pros, you pay a set amount of money per year, around $20, and you can upload unlimited songs and unlimited albums during that year as yourself, aka the artist. And you keep all the money. CDBaby pretty much charges either $10 or $49 per album, and they take a cut. So if you're selling or streaming big numbers, you're going to keep more money with DistroKid. That's a pretty big deal. For a lot of people, that is the deciding factor. So what are the downsides? Well, the biggest downside is that you need to pay them $20 a year forever. It's a subscription service. If you stop paying, down comes your music from everywhere. They take it off of Spotify, they take it off Apple Music, Amazon Music, etc. You're just gone. Now, if for some reason your music stops being streamed and you're making little or no money, guess what? You still need to pay them $20 a year forever. And again, if you're serious about music, you probably won't forget to make your annual payment, and you don't want to see all your music come down, right? That's some nice music. You'd be ashamed if something happened to it. There is a workaround, though. Let's be totally honest. You can pay DistroKid, I think it's somewhere around $50 per album, and then they'll leave your music up, even if you stop paying them annually. At that point, you've paid the same amount that CDBaby charges, but you're still keeping all the profits. So you still keep more money. So my recommendation is, if you're going to use DistroKid, just pay the $50 for each album. Then you don't have to worry about making that annual subscription payment, But if you don't make the payment, the next time you want to release an album, you're going to have to pay the $20, the annual payment again. There's also the bad reputation that DistroKid support has had historically. Okay, these days, some people say it's gotten better, and some people say it hasn't. I have no experience with it, so I can't really say. But people have complained about having issues and not getting them resolved, about DistroKid yanking their music for various reasons they don't understand. I'd say do your own Googling and make up your own mind. In terms of royalties, there are some ways of getting paid that DistroKid doesn't deal with. So you need to understand exactly what they do for you, and then exactly what you need to do for yourself in terms of, getting paid for licensed music and stuff. Just do your research. Okay, now let's talk about CDBaby, starting with the pros. I paid around $49 to upload my latest album. I don't have to pay them another penny, ever. In return, they put my music on a massive list of services and they manage all the various royalties. I've found CDBaby customer service over the years to be pretty good. I don't have any major complaints with their customer service. CDBaby does get some music licensed for some people in some cases. I've actually had some music licensed through CDBaby. So it does happen sometimes. To be honest, I didn't make any serious money or anything, but I got some placements and, that was pretty cool. Okay, my day job is I'm a professional web developer. I do music for the love of it. I don't actually need to make money at it, but I'm glad when I do because it helps pay for gear, right? And so do my websites and YouTube channels. I'm losing some money because CDBaby takes a cut, but only when a transaction happens. With DistroKid, you pay them every year forever, even if you don't make a dime, unless you use the workaround I mentioned. Anyway, I'm willing to give up a small cut and then let them do everything for me and not worry about it. I mean, if you're a small artist and you get like less than 1,000 annual streams per song on Spotify, Spotify is already stealing your money. By the way, side note, this isn't discussed enough. Spotify steals money from its smallest artists, the people who get less than 1,000 annual streams on each song. We don't know the percentage of artists on Spotify that are in this bracket, but it's safe to assume that it's the majority of people on Spotify, right? So for an artist with 7 or 8 albums, that might add up to only $5 or $10 a year, but they're stealing that money from thousands and thousands of artists, so it adds up to big money for Spotify. Now you might say, well, who'd miss $5? And here's what I would say. If you feel that way, perhaps you would like to send me $5. I mean, after all, you won't miss it. If you want to do something about how evil Spotify is, use Amazon Music or Apple Music or YouTube for your streaming listening pleasure. All 3 of them pay every artist regardless of how small they are. Let's get back to CDBaby and discuss the downsides. So we already know the biggest one, right? You get less money with CDBaby. DistroKid lets you keep more money. And if you're dealing with $1 million a year income, that would really matter. I mean, I'm not, but there's also the fact that CDBaby did screw its long-term customers when it cut back on housing CDs and finally got rid of them years ago. So let me explain this. For years, you would send CDBaby as little as 5 physical CDs, and they put them in a warehouse. And then when they sold, and they took care of that shipping and, the payments and stuff. But eventually, they started charging you money to send back unsold CDs. I mean, yeah, if they're sitting on 1,000 copies of your CD and they had to warehouse them, fine. But if you had 1 CD in their inventory that didn't sell, they would charge you to send it back to you, or they would destroy it. Think about that. They said, pay us money, or we'll destroy your product because we changed our terms. That is a horrible way to treat customers. Now, speaking of stupid, the current CDBaby experience has some upsell pitches that kind of feel a little sleazy. Look, there's plenty of services that want our money. I call them dream merchants. CDBaby does not need to be pitching them. Don't you want videos? Don't you want web hosting? No, I want to pay $49 and upload my music. Stop trying to sell me something at the register. There was one point where they said I could spend extra money and my submissions would get posted faster, which I declined. Okay, guess how long it took CDBaby to post my music to Spotify and Apple Music? Less than 2 days. I'm thrilled it happened so fast, but I'm wondering why I'd want to pay more money for faster service. So to be honest, I am not in love with CDBaby, but I'm very opposed to DistroKid's model of subscribing to keep my music online. With CDBaby, I pay one price. I upload my music and I'm done. That's it. I don't have to remember to make an annual payment. I don't have to look through all the potential ways that, I could be making money to figure out which things CDBaby does or does not do. They do it all. They take a cut. I don't have to think. Works for me. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you some future Friday at 5.